Welcome to Self-Love Diet Tips Part 2. These diet tips are for you to look at areas that are maybe a little bit out of whack for you and how you can make adjustments. So today's episode is about how we deal with areas like our mental areas and our emotional areas, but in a different way to how the videos were in the self-care series, right? This is about stuffing everything down. Okay, so we often call this stuffing your emotions, but you could also be stuffing your mental capabilities down, your spiritual capabilities down, your physical stuff down. You could be stuffing things down. And how this happens, right, is by things that you're doing and overdoing. Yeah? Right, so for example, are you eating so that you don't have to face up to emotional issues that are going on? We are all actually prone to this in some ways. It's quite a human thing that when we feel that times are hard, we reach for the biscuit, the cookie tin, the cookie jar, right? So we reach for the cookie jar, and then the cookie jar becomes almost the hug that we need, right? Or it makes us believe that we have dealt with the problem. But instead what's happening is that the actual issue, the thing at large, is getting stuffed down into your body, into your system, okay? And that can, if we're not careful, lead to getting unwell, all right? So here are some of the things that we use to stuff our emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and our relationship things down by. What we do is we might eat too much, yeah? We might over-exercise, yeah? We might work like a workaholic. So we might work, no play. That is an emotional stuffer there somewhere, right? Yeah? We might drink alcohol, a lot of it, because what alcohol does is when we drink it, it dulls all of that emotional response that we're having within, and it stops us feeling it. Right? And I'll get there in a minute. And drugs, recreational drugs. Are you doing recreational drugs so that you can take your mind from this place here to another place where it feels a lot safer? More stuffing, more pushing down of something within that needs to be dealt with, right? Yeah? What else? What else could we be doing? We could be also leading ourselves into places where we're aggressive, angry. That's also an emotional stuffer. We tend to emotional and mental and a spiritual one as well, and a relationship one. When we get angry and aggressive and irritable, it's because we don't want to face up to our way of looking at whatever's happening around us, right? And then we go into sort of blaming, more stuffing, yeah? More stuffing, blaming, judging, more stuffing. You start judging. Within judging, there is stuffing, an emotional response, something within you that you don't want to deal with right now, okay? Yeah? Yeah? Take a deep breath, because these are tough, because when you've got to admit to them, it gets hard. Another one, are you exercising to the point of exhaustion and to the point of hurting yourself, pushing yourself, causing yourself issues? Are you burning the candle at both ends so that you're not sleeping enough? In some ways, this probably should have been the first video, right? Because we all can be prone to these habits. We all have the capacity, because they are, let's say, our not so good methods of self-soothing. Yeah? They're not so good. It's like, you know, you've had a really, really bad day, and what's the first thing you do? You reach for the Prosecco. You light up that cigarette, right? You reach for the things that hide what's really going on within you because it's easier. Yeah? Yeah? Let me think of some other ones that we do. We go out too much, so we over-socialise. We over-hang around with people. When you're with people all of the time, how are you meant to face up to what's broken within, or tapping on the door at you and saying, look, there's a problem here, knock, 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 hi, hello, problem. And you're just going, no, can't hear you, going out, loud music, all your friends, you can't hear it. Okay, that's another one. So you get really, really, really stuck in doing. Yeah? So you're going out, you're not facing up to your inner emotional responses because you are almost looking for the going out to be a way that you don't have to face up to the actual noise. Now, let me explain why these all things work, right? Eating, overeating, over-exercising, burning the candle at both ends. They work for this reason. The issues that we have are only ever communicated to us through that quiet voice, right? Now, how can you hear that quiet voice? The telly's on full blast. I don't know, you're constantly on the go. You don't give yourself pause and reflection time. You are constantly with your friends, or you're on the phone, or you're texting, or you're scrolling, or you're on social media. How can you give yourself, getting this, how can you give yourself space to hear that very quiet little voice that's saying to you, help? I'm pausing for a reason. The reason I'm pausing is because I think this is so important, guys. Honestly, I'm saying this with so much love, right? Please, if there is any of that going on with you, hear it now. Hear it first. Because you see, the other side of the coin is, if you don't listen, it becomes so much more to deal with. You stay in a marriage that's broken for too long and you go through physical and mental and emotional abuse within it because you didn't leave quick enough, for example, or you stay in a job too long and it gets to the point where they do some kind of review on you, which never would have happened because you knew all along it just wasn't working for you. These little things, you could hear that there was you had a real big problem with your brother or your sister. You don't talk to them, for example. You stuff down that emotional response of never speaking to them and the fact that you're angry with them, or blah blah blah, I'm angry with him, I'm angry with her. Stuff the emotion down, and then something happens to that person and you sit there and you think, oh, I didn't want this to happen and I'm never going to get to speak to them now. Yeah? Stuffing our emotions can have dangerous consequences, yeah, and they can have tricky consequences, and they can really, really stick us in like mud. Our treacle, like we're trying to wade through it and can't get through it, and we're like struggling to find our way out of it. The best way to deal with these things is to deal with them before they become a problem, right? Say, let's say it's a problem that you're arguing with people, you're becoming aggressive, you're drinking too much. Sometimes we don't notice it until it gets so bad. So it's to become aware of where you are actually sitting in these issues and where you are actually using something as a way to dull an emotional response, a mental response, a physical response. Anything, something's going on in a relationship or something spiritual that you just don't want to deal with, like maybe you're starting to see the world for what it is. You're drinking a bottle of wine every night, then what are you stuffing? What about yourself are you choosing not to hear? Really taking care of you. I think it's so important. I really do, guys. Please look after yourselves. Please do it, right? Because you're so precious, and I'm one of these people. I just want everyone to be happy and and everything to be great. And life is tricky. That I do know. Okay, and I've been through my share of it. Right? You guys know some of it, yeah. Be involved in taking care of yourself. Be the master of your ship, yeah. So take time to see if you are falling into any of those patterns, yeah. However, to really, really move into love and to move into care, we gotta notice these things happening so that we can take care of ourselves in a really big and beautiful way. You can do it. Yes, you can. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. And I know you can find it as well. And I know you can notice it when it's happening. We can all do it. It's just, I think, often it's just easier, isn't it? It's just easier to find the thing that stuffs the response and stuffs whatever's going on with us, so that we don't have to face up to it. And I get that. I get why we'd want to do that. It's obvious, isn't it? Because then it makes life so much simpler for us in a way. So here's the bit that I wanted to say, and I didn't say it before. Although it does make life simpler, it seems like it's easier because we are stuffing. You know what happens with that stuffing? It's like a volcano. It'll erupt eventually, because you can't stuff it down effectively. Eventually it will bubble up to the surface. It will come up and it will be everywhere, and it will be everything, and you'll feel really horrible, and it's just not worth it. I don't believe it's worth it for you, not at all. Okay, so before I go, a couple of things. If you are affected by any of the issues I've spoken about and it's got out of control, please contact an organisation, medical professional, psychiatrist, counsellor, therapist. Go and see someone fully qualified to help you. I can help with the lower end, where you haven't got to the point where you're out of control. I can help with coaching and things like that before you get to the place where you're out of control and you can't deal with it. When it comes to the medical side, we need help sometimes to help ourselves to step out of these stuck spaces. There are some amazing organisations out there. In the UK, we've got the NHS organisational body that has resources and information on where you can go. We've got Mind, that's an organisation. There's the Samaritans. But, go onto a search engine and look and find somewhere that you need, like, any of the disorders, like eating disorders, or if you're drinking too much and you do need help, go and see someone. I was such a great way to get yourself out of stuck spaces. By getting somebody you can talk to, right? Obviously, if you're not so far along and you're in a space where it could get out of control, then yeah, you can see people, who do the sort of work I do. There are therapists also in underlying that umbrella, but there's coaches that deal with things like addiction and stuff like that, so you can see them too. But really, when I do these videos, it's all about you and for you, and I really want to make sure that you guys are safe, and that's my ultimate aim. It's safety for you, so make sure you're safe, yeah? Please don't be shy, guys, because if you are in that space, remember that there is so much love out there for you, and there's so many good people out there. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, go and find somebody that can support you to move through difficult spaces. Yeah, I will put down in the notes some organisations that I've looked up, so I'd probably do some for the States and some for the UK, maybe a bit for Australia as well. If not, like I say, go on a search engine. There'll be lots of information, and there's been lots of organisations in your countries that can help in this respect. There's got to be some somewhere, right? And if not, we're kind of opening up worldwide. So, look for alternative spaces where they might be able to give you help. Yeah. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the little graphics that came along, which sort of reminded you about this. But yeah, this is, my love from you. Me, not from you, from me to you, to just say, you have got support so long as you want to go get it. All right? Don't do this alone, all right? Take care. So have a little think about that, and I will follow this up with some more self-love diet tips in future. I'm going to be doing the resilience series too. So whichever one's coming up, I will let you know soon. See you next week. Thank you for watching the video, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely rest of the week. Namaste, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.